Hey guys, me, Joshua Drake here, aka Feature Filmmaker 2940 here again, and I am here to tackle another review, and it is for the newest installment in this long-running franchise. It's been running for a long time, since 2003, and if you can see, it's Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. This is the 5th film in the franchise. And, yep, like I said, this is the 5th one in the franchise. It is not directed by Gore Verbinski or Rob Marshall. So, this movie was originally set to come out in 2015. Then 2016, but then they delayed it. Originally it was going to come out on July 7th of this year, but instead May 26th. So let's talk about this. This film is directed by Joachim Ronick, and the film was directed by Joachim Ronick and Espen Sandberg, from a story by Jeff Nathan, Terry Rossio, and written by Jeff Nathan, who is the same writer of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So, yeah, that's who's. And once again, stars Johnny Depp, Kevin McNally, and Geoffrey Rush as the returning parts. Well, I also have the cast of Javier Bardem and Scodelario and Brenton Thwaites. So the basic story of Dead Man Tell No Tales is that Jack is not how he used to be anymore. He's not on top of his game as he used to be anymore, and Jack always has to make somebody mad, which is not good for him. It's not good for him at all. And so, Ghost Spanish Royal Navy soldiers is led by Jack Sparrow's own nemesis Armando Salazar, and he escapes from the Devil's Triangle with the goal of killing every pirate at sea, including him. And to survive, Jack must seek out the legendary Trident of Poseidon, a powerful artifact whose owner can control the sea. And also, we have Will and Elizabeth Turner's son out to find it, and then Karina out to find it for her reasons. And we also have Barbossa in here again, but this is the last time that we see Barbossa in the film. So let's go ahead and talk about Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. So, honestly, I have to say it. While not better than Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, this is now my new second favorite in this franchise. I had a fun time with this movie. It was awesome. It was really enjoyable. And it went back to the roots of the first film for tone and story. And this kind of feels like a soft reboot. And I really do enjoy this movie and how it was a lot of fun. At first, I read that the film was the budget was $320 million, but it was $230 million. So this movie is going to make its budget back. And I had fun watching the movie. It went back to to the first one, which was really good. So, now again, I love this franchise. I love the first one. I liked the second one. I liked the third one was okay. The fourth one was good. But this movie was really awesome. I loved it. I loved the film. I had a lot of fun. This is also called Salazar's Revenge in different parts of in the UK. Now, let's say Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. He is always the best part of these movies. He is just great, and the first scene starts out with the scene from At World's End, and he boards the Flying Dutchman to inform his dad that the fountain of what they're going to go to in this film is able to break his curse. And I like that they went in a different direction, took inspiration from the first two, where two sequels where Will's trying to break the curse so he can reunite with his dad. I like that. I thought that was really good. I thought that was very, very cool. I also like that we got to see a lot of different things. 9 years later, and 5 after the events on Stranger Tides, Henry works on a British Navy warship, and the captain is about to sail into the Devil's Triangle, and he dismisses it and has Henry locked up for attempted mutiny. And now Henry is played by Brenton Thwaites. I really liked him in the film. I thought he was great. He was amazing. He was just, I didn't think that he wasn't going to be good, but he was really good, and his performance was just fantastic. I loved him. It's a similar story with him, like with Will Turner in Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, and I like that. I love that. And Johnny Depp is, once again, he's great in this. I like that we got to see more of his backstory. How did he piss off Salazar? Because every time in these newer films, Jack always has to make somebody mad. Whether it's Davy Jones or Barbosa or Salazar. And that's kind of the thing with Johnny Depp in real life. Because in the original Nightmare on Elm Street, because he made Nancy Thompson mad in that movie for not waking her up. But Johnny Depp has came along. I like how they were able to make Johnny Depp, like, de-age him. They shot with a stand-in, and then they shot with him, and then they combined it together in the computer-generated world, and you have a younger Johnny Depp. That was really cool. And yeah, he's really cool. And Henry's really good. Brenton Thwaites is really good. But one thing that I will say that did mess up with Jack is that where he got his compass from. He got his compass from Teodalma in Dead Man's Chest, and the way that was a big continuity issue here. You also got Roy and Maltag back. They're good in here. Josh Jimmy Gibbs is once again Kevin McNally. He was once again good, and yeah, I liked him. He was really good. Now let's talk about Karina Smith, played by Kayla Scodelario. Honestly, I love Kayla Scodelario as an actress. I love her in the Maze Runner films. I thought she was really good in them. And seeing her here as part of a big franchise like Pirates of the Caribbean was just awesome. That's very refreshing. I didn't think she would pull it off, but she pulled it off. Her and Brenton Thwaites, they're the main characters. And Jack is back to being the comic relief, but he still feels like a main character to me. And Johnny Depp is funny, and people... Okay, hold on. Let me get something. Where is it? Just to let you guys know, this is not going to be edited for anything. This is not good. I'm not going to cut this review off or edit it. Hang on. Oh, this spider. You gotta kill it. Trash. Find a magazine. I might I might cut it out. Oh, here it is. Okay. People want to compare this to episode 7 by saying episode 7 was still a retread. I'm tired of hearing that complaint. This movie was not a retread. You have to take steps back to introduce new characters, and I think that's what J.J. Abrams did. But I will say that they reference the first movie here a little better, and they did what they did with The Force Awakens because it was necessary. But again, let's talk Scodelario. I loved her. She was hot. I liked her character development. She's a witch, and you could tell she had fun doing the movie, and there was a lot of hard stuff they have to do in this movie. This movie is also the shortest. Another one, the shortest. 2 hours and 9 minutes. It goes by quick. You want to know why? I like that they're doing it. These movies shorter. Because a lot of people complain about the runtime at World's End. I even complained that the movie was too long. But I really did like seeing him. I like seeing him. Now, Javier Bardem as Armando Salazar. This is a much better villain he's played than Raul Silva. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Skyfall. I like his performance in Skyfall. He was one of the best villains in the James Bond franchise that we've ever had. But the problem is that a lot of people consider that to be the best one when we've had plenty of other James Bond movies. But I still found the movie to be pretty good. I still found it to be enjoyable. And yeah, I think the action was cool. And I really did enjoy how the movie was shot. These two directors, I haven't seen anything else they worked on, but the movie is shot very well. Cinematography was good, and then I like his story that he was part of those pirates shit with Jack Sparrow before he became captain, and what happens? Jack did something, and it boom killed him, and then it caused him to be. His face looks... I like how his face is like deformed. He looks like a zombie, and then he has a zombie ship and zombie pirates. That was cool. And then you also have zombie sharks in here. That was pretty cool. I like that. And I really did think that the action is shot very well. There was a lot of funny moments in here. I was laughing. And the film was still pretty good, but the score was also really good. But my main problem is that we don't get to hear the classic Pirates theme, like. But I do love the action in here. The action is well shot. I love it, and just how the action is handled. They handle it very, very good, and I thought they did it nice, and they did it. Never mind my computer screen, guys. But yeah, I seen a lot of stuff they did. They find the trident of Poseidon, and I really did like that. And in the flashback, he orders Will to leave. Will orders his son to leave the ship and don't come back because he believes it doesn't exist. I will admit that was pretty messed up, but when you see at the end of the film, it is really cool. And just I love how the movie was just playing out as I was watching. It played out very good. I will say the first half of this movie is a little slow, but that's because it's trying to set up the new characters and story and backstory of both Salazar and Salazar is just menacing. He is creepy. He's deformed. He's messed up, and just Johnny Depp. He's still Jack Sparrow. He's still drinking and still. That's Jack Sparrow. That's what I like. But I also thought of him as a main character. I thought he was really good here, and just a lot of jokes he had was just really funny. I could tell you right now that it was just fun times. I really enjoyed seeing how the directors know what they're doing. The script was good. Some of the script was a little hit and miss, but sometimes you gotta take what you can get. And I just liked how this movie was playing along, and just Barbossa Geoffrey Rush is great as Barbossa, and like the reason why I say this was his last time playing Barbossa in this franchise is because spoiler warning, in case you have yet seen this movie, why not? This movie is going to make his budget back anyway. Barbossa sacrifices his life to save his daughter, Karina. And I will say that Karina changed her last name from Smith to Barbossa. This has me thinking that in the next movie we can see Jack, Will, Elizabeth, Henry, and Karina fight the next villain together. What's next you're gonna do? Since you brought Javier Bardem in here, you're gonna bring Christopher Waltz into this franchise? It's gonna be the 007 Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. And then all the taglines and said this is the final adventure begins. But it's not the last movie because we still have one more film. I think there's going to be one more film, and after that, after Pirates of the Caribbean 6, whatever you do, I really think you should do what Disney originally intended to do back in 2007 with At World's End. Even though that movie was disappointing, I kind of felt that was sort of an okay end to the trilogy, but it still carried the same amount of flaws I had. There was still some things I was not too happy with on rewatching At World's End. But I will say that the movie was just fun and enjoyable and awesome and incredible. On Stranger Tides may have had action, but this has This probably has these. This is the third best to probably have action. The first best would be Dead Man's Chest. Second best would be At World's End. This would be number 3. Number 4 is On Stranger Tides. Has the best action, and the fifth one that has the best action, least amount of action, is Curse of the Black Pearl. But I'm not saying Curse of the Black Pearl was bad, but this was fun, awesome, entertaining at its best. I couldn't have been happier with how the movie turned out. I'm very impressed on what they did, and just this movie was just very great. Issues, I will say again, some of the writing is a little off. There were some parts of the movie that I got bored with, and there were some moments where I was just like, really, you're taking that route? But I still found this movie to be pretty enjoyable. I still found this movie to be great, and I still thought this was a fifth movie in this franchise that really did good. It did its job, and I thought the movie it was a lot of fun. And seeing Geoffrey Rush's Barbossa one last time, I will say, when the sacrifice scene, I just sat there like, wow, Disney, you really did it. And I know my friend Sean, when he saw it in the theater, he cried. It's still in the theaters if everyone you want to go see it. But this movie is just good, really good. I really enjoyed seeing what they did. And Dead Man Tell No Tales is my new second favorite. I will do a ranking video, but this is how I rank them. At World's End, this is from worst to best. At World's End is number 5. Number 4, Curse of the Black Pearl. Number 3, On Stranger Tides. Don't hate me, Sean. Number 2, Dead Man Tell No Tales. And number 1 is exactly Dead Man's Chest, because Dead Man's Chest is still my favorite of this franchise. This was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I had issues, but Javier Bardem was great. The action was great. It didn't try to cram too much stuff into it. And it wasn't 2 hours and 49 minutes long. It was just 2 hours and a 2 hour and 9 minute pirate adventure that was really good, and I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for the 6th film. And the post-credit scene with Davy Jones, I really hope you don't bring Davy Jones back, because Davy Jones died at the end of At World's End, so you should get a new villain. But this was a really good film. I love seeing Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom. After they said they weren't going to do any more, they came back for cameo appearances. But part 6, you really should go ahead and bring them back, so we can see the awesome trio. So that's basically why I feel. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts on Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Tell No Tales. I'm sorry this video is long, but I want to talk about this movie. I didn't give too many spoilers away, but yeah. So yeah. This movie is still really cool. Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Tell No Tales was an awesome 5th installment in the long-running Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Despite some issues I had, it was still a fun, enjoyable film. Not better than On Stranger Tides, but it is short, and I am going to give this movie, once again, better than Vampire Academy. So guys, that was my review for Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Tell No Tales. what did you think of this movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think it's better than On Stranger Tides? Do you think it's worse than World's End? Let me know down below. And if you haven't seen my reviews of the first 4, you can go check them out on my channel. And if you like this video, you can click here, and we can all have a good time. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye.